Hola,
Hola.
¿cómo están?
Bien.
Muy bien, muy bien. So today we are going to go over a new lesson, and our lesson is going to cover a current topic. I'm pretty sure you kind of know what we'll be talking about because you can see it up here. So does anyone have a guess? Raise your hand if you, by looking at the board, what you think we might be talking about this week. Mr. Marin?
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus, that's right. So we will be talking about coronavirus, and by the end of this week, you will be doing a presentation with a group, and you're gonna explain in your presentation with your group how coronavirus has affected you, impacted you, or your family. So let's get right into our lesson, all right? First of all, let's go over our objectives. Objetivos. You're very familiar with objetivos because we've done this before. So students will be able to hold a conversation regarding the current pandemic and how it is affecting our well-being, utilizing phrases in Spanish. Of course, in Spanish because this is a Spanish class. So you gotta think back to all you have learned for your presentation. This is really important because you will be graded on that. I will give you a rubric and you'll know exactly what to practice, what to memorize. You cannot have anything in hand like I do. You're gonna have to do it by memorization. So what we're gonna start doing first, I know you see vocabulary words. These are all the new vocabulary words we're gonna learn. I'm gonna actually get you into groups, and you're gonna be in your groups of 4. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna say your names, you get into those groups, and I'm gonna give you each one colored pen. You're gonna use that colored pen to take notes. I wanna see you take as many notes as possible when you're talking about the definitions. I wanna see your paper with just jotted down anything that you might think is interesting, especially for your presentation, all right? So you get a colored pen, and that's gonna be throughout the remainder of the end of the lesson by your presentation. So we will go over the vocabulary after you get with your groups, so practice them. If you have in your group somebody that can translate for you in Spanish, an English language learner, that would be great because they can help you out, all right? Another great thing is if you look in red, you can see what it is in English, so I'm sure you can kind of go from there. So Mr. Marin and Mr. Hansen, Mr. Joy, Mrs. Andrews, here's your colored pen. All right, you guys are all gonna be in a group, so go over your words, all right? Together, practice them, say them out loud.
Want to start?
Alright. Coronavirus.
Birthday.
Castle.
Confirmadoro.
Muerte.
That one's really hard. You want to try?
Diagnosticado.
Hey, how are you guys doing? How's your, any words that you guys are having some issues
Yes. The
Diagnosticado. So, does anyone remember what the O and the A is?
Masculine and feminine, I think.
Yes, masculine and feminine. Yes, that's totally right. So, let's try it again. Diagnosticado.
Diagnosticado.
For me, it would be, try to say it how you would say if I was diagnosed.
Diagnosticada.
Yes, diagnosticada. All right, so you got to remember that. So when you do your presentation, you want to make sure that you use the correct feminine and masculine terms. Not everything, you got to remember in Spanish that is with an O and A means that it's a feminine or masculine word, like máscara. The mask is not a feminine, it's just a mask, all right? Another question for you guys. Your shared words, what does that mean? Do you guys know?
I believe it is like a word in two languages that is spelled the same and means the same thing, but
Yes.
it's pronounced differently.
Yes, that's correct. So go up there and tell me what two words do you see that are shared words?
Alright. Coronavirus or coronavirus and social or social.
All right, you got it right. Coronavirus. Say it.
Coronavirus.
And then how would you say it in English?
Coronavirus.
That's right. And distancia social. What would that mean? What do you think that means?
Well, this looks like distance or distancing, and that looks like social, so I think social distancing.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's definitely right. So you see how you can put some words together, and with the shared words is really easy, but you also have to remember that with the shared words, you can have a seat, Mr. Mayor. With the shared words, sometimes it's easy to mispronounce them, or at times, some of the shared words don't have the same meaning, and those are really, really rare. So you gotta watch out for that, all right? So it's a great thing that you do have the shared words because you can kind of understand what you're saying, what you're doing. So now that you guys are in your group and you are kind of like reading over the vocabulary words, it's really easy to present. So how about you guys continue on with your vocabulary words, finish them off, and then let me know if you need help.
You go.
Infectado.
Mascara.
Positivo.
Negativo.
Distancia social.
Did you guys finish your group?
Yes.
You did. All right. Okay. So while you were talking with your group, is there anything that came about that you might think that we have not covered or gone over the video that we watched about coronavirus? Do you guys have an idea what you're going to do for your presentation?
A bit.
Sort of, yeah.
You do? Okay. All right. I just went over to the other group and they're kind of wondering if they can do a skit. Would you guys be willing to do a skit?
You can do that.
Yeah.
Would you rather do a skit or Google shared slides?
You choose.
I like Google shared slides a little bit better, but I would be okay.
Why do you think Google shared slides is better?
I just think that it's easier to put the words with the pictures and just kind of get some in your memory a little bit better, I think.
Great. That's really, really good. I'm really glad you made those connections together because what are we trying to do? Memorize, right? You want to be able to memorize, be able to hold a conversation in Spanish. That is your end goal. So also, I'm going to have you come up and try to write it in Spanish if you can, an expression word that you might associate coronavirus with. We do have some there that have been written, and if you can't do it in Spanish, you can also do it in English. So one at a time, come up, and just something that coronavirus makes you feel like.
You want us to write it in English or in Spanish?
However you feel comfortable. But it's a Spanish class. Yes, Mr. Marin. And after you will be Miss Ashley, Mr. Andrews, and Mr. George. So, Mr. Hansen said scared.
Yes.
Why do you feel scared? Can you tell me in Spanish?
In Spanish?
Try to think about memorized words. Can anyone help him? Look at the.
Using mascara. I'm always, scared to forget it, or it's kind of scary
job.
when you have yours on and somebody else doesn't.
Yes. It makes you feel sometimes odd, right? It makes you feel like an outcast. And if you're wearing your máscara and someone else is not, you can feel scared, right? Thank you. That was really, really good. All right. Do you know why you feel stuck?
I feel stuck because of the coronavirus broke, and we have to do distancia social, and it makes me feel trapped and stuck in my own home because of quarantine.
All right. So yes, that's very, very true. So I understand what you're saying. When you feel stuck, right? You feel like you can't go anywhere. Everyone's life has changed. No puedo hacer nada. Nothing. Nada. We've gone over that word many times. It's basic, right? Nada. You have to stay at home, en casa, and it's really scary to not be able to go out and live your normal life. So we're just going to go over what scared is. And I'm going to write it. Okay, so those are what those words mean. I'm gonna give you guys about 2 more minutes to wrap up with your group, and I'm really grateful that you guys are able to start memorizing some of the vocabulary words. You're using them. So just kind of wrap it up with your group. Get together. Since you want to use Google Slides, one of you has to create the Google Slides and share that, all right? So take out your Chrome notebooks and start writing down some notes. Okay,